71 degrees outside, an absolutely beautiful day on this last day of the so-called winter that wasn't. Although I don't really agree with the whole winter that wasn't thing. We did have that freak snowstorm in October. So what am I doing on a day when it's so nice out? Fiddling with hard drives, of course. Now, the unfortunate passing of the silver platter laptop has, of course, left me with 2 laptop hard drives just sitting around doing nothing, which I don't like. I mean, hard drives are a little pricey right now because of those Thailand floods last year, so I'd like to not have drives sitting around not being used for anything. I don't want to go putting these back into a system anytime soon because of their age, but I definitely could use some more plug-in drive space. So we're going to be doing some more stuff with drive enclosures. The big one that I'm curious about is this Seagate, because if this Seagate can then be used as the plug-in drive to store images and, you know, use the plug-in drive to run Acronis/Seagate Disk Wizard, then that will give me another way of resuming the Windows 8 experiment by using I think I'm going to use the netbook as my Windows 8 experimental machine and see if I can get that to be a dual boot. Anyways, the Toshiba, this is the original hard drive from that laptop from way back in 2007. I think I replaced it with the Seagate for capacity reasons, so I don't know if the drive even still works. It's been sitting around for so long, but let's just see what we got here. Here is the test subject for today's experiment, as it were, the Vantec Nexstar TX 2.5-inch SATA hard drive enclosure. Now, this one is a little bit different from the last hard drive enclosure that I messed around with. Specifically, it's made for 2.5-inch drives only, and it's USB powered, so it just has one USB cable, and you don't have to go messing around with a power adapter. Definitely preferable for an on-the-go plug-in drive type setup here, so let's see what we can do with this thing. Unfortunately, it's not much for unboxing videos. You just lift the flap and open it, preferably with 2 hands, and there you go. There's the enclosure right there. Not much really to speak of once everything's unpackaged. We, of course, have the drive in its bag. You've got, this looks like this is one of those, that's one of those Y cables for USB that has a second plug for extra power. Nice that they took into account people might not have tools handy when they set one of these up. They sent a nice little Phillips head screwdriver. Some screws, of course, itty-bitty, keep them in the bag till you have to use them. And, this is cool, a leather carrying pouch for this thing. Probably not good, to run the drive inside the pouch for thermal reasons, because this is a metal case. It'll be really good at dissipating heat compared to its plastic counterparts. But for storage and things like that, a little bit of shock resistance there and things along those lines. And, of course, instructions. So when all else fails, you can read them. Let's put this thing together. And, of course, how could I forget the most important part, the plastic protector, which obviously is supposed to keep the bottom of the drive from shorting out against the metal case. And this will be the last time I ever buy one of these, because this is a disgusting design. Basically what you're supposed to do is take the plastic covering, peel off the paper on the side, then stick it to the bottom of the hard drive, which raises a lot of questions right off the bat. First, what if this becomes disconnected and then somehow the drive shorts out against the bottom of the case? Not good. Secondly, you need a new one of these, or you have to find some way to keep reusing this plastic sheet over and over and over again in order to swap one drive for another. So I already don't like this thing. Matter of fact, something I'm thinking of doing is I want to take this and stuff some laminator plastic in there where the circuit board would go, so I don't have to use this thing. Talk about a terrible design. This design is trouble waiting to happen. Okay, for the first startup, I'm going to be using Piano as the guinea pig with a USB hub, because if there's any electrical faults with this thing, I want them to blow out the ports on the hub instead of the computer itself. So let's get this plugged in here. Alright, plug number 1. Plug number 1. Whoops, turned the Nintendo on, but it's not plugged in. Okay, we already got a light, so let's plug in the auxiliary power, and this plug is a pain in the neck. Look at how tight that is. Look at how tight that is. Forget about using this with one of these hubs and having the cord last any respectable length of time. That is the shortest cord of these types of cords that I've seen. But in any event, we've got this. Now, what do we got going on here? Anything? Any drives installing or anything yet? Nope, not seeing it. Still not seeing the drive yet. While we're waiting, let's switch the auxiliary power around to the one on the other side. I think we've got ourselves a left-handed plug here. Nope, didn't make much of a difference. The cord's still being stretched quite a bit. So yes, definitely plug this in. Don't plug this into diamond-shaped hubs like this, only to USB ports where they're one right next to the other. It's really sad. There is a light on the drive, but I'm still not seeing anything in my computer. Not showing up in the device manager, not showing up in the My Computer window either. So let's do what I didn't want to do in the first place and plug this directly into the computer and hope it doesn't blow out part of the motherboard. Okay, we are hooked up. This thing's finally working. That obviously doubles the power and drive light. And I'm looking at some stuff on the drive. Nothing on that drive is really worth keeping. I'm probably going to just get rid of everything. But we have right here footage from the Hack Job Blu-ray 2.0 video, the last video that I recorded using the old laptop and camera set and half-dead camera setup downstairs. So there we go. We managed to get the drive working. Next question, what brand is it detecting as? Is it detecting as a Seagate, or is it detecting as whoever the manufacturer of the controller board is? No, we cannot use this the same way we'd be able to use a Seagate GoFlex or some other brand plug-in drive, because it's not detecting specifically as a Seagate, it's only detecting as a generic USB mass storage device. The Seagate model number underneath is for the primary hard drive inside the computer, which I know is a Seagate. But unfortunately, no, we can't use this as a key in order to run Seagate Disk Wizard. As far as I can tell, the design of this drive enclosure very much screams single-use only with that plastic connector thing, which I don't like. So what I'll do is I'll use this with this specific drive until the drive finally dies, whenever that is. And then when that happens, this will become a mod project where I'll see if I can get laminating plastic inside that case on the bottom, so that we don't have to worry about those little drive cover things anymore with this. But yeah, definitely, this is a one-use only device, or a one-use only design, I should say. I don't like that design with that plastic card. I mean, what if it comes off, or what if it causes other problems months or years down the road? What if the adhesive becomes undone and the thing starts rattling loose? Not a good design at all. I can't recommend this for anything more than one-use stuff. But at least it works, sort of. So I'm going to format that hard drive, and then we'll just use it as plug-in drive space for whatever. Till next time, this is MultimediaJay signing off. Thanks for stopping by. Silver Platter Plug-in Drive. Yeah, that's a good name for it, and a fitting tribute to where this thing came from.